So, growing up, sports were always a huge part of my life. The first love of my life was soccer, and then in junior high, I switched to volleyball. And I played all the way through high school on my hometown's club team as well as for the school team. So, I had a really strict schedule. I was pretty busy all the time, and all of my time was and energy was consumed with volleyball. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it because that's where my friends were. That was my stress reliever. It was my fun, my excitement. I got to get out my competitive streak doing that, so I absolutely loved it. And at my senior year, I really thought there was nothing more that I wanted than to play in college. But by the end of my senior year, I kind of had a total change of heart, and I realized I was actually really burnt out, and I was wondering what it would be like to just do my college experience without being completely consumed by my sport. So, my dad, he also instilled in me a really great work ethic for school and a passion for my academics as well. So I ended up just kind of making this snap decision to decline the invitations that I had to play in college. And, because I realized that with my grades, I could probably get into a better university than the ones that were offering me scholarships. So that summer after my senior year was my first time not playing anymore. It's my first time not having to train and travel all the time. So I really enjoyed the free time. It was a huge change, but it was great. But then I entered UT as a freshman, and I was actually really depressed, and I felt confused and kind of lost, and I didn't know what to do with myself or who I was. And I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out what was missing and why I was so unhappy compared to a couple months ago. So I ended up joining this intramural team, but that didn't work out, unfortunately, because those girls did not have a competitive bone in their body, and I hate to lose. So that just, it didn't work for me. I wanted to play competitively. So I quit doing that, decided to focus on my academics, and but I was still feeling super lost. I was enjoying it. I was excelling in school, and that was, of course, rewarding, but I did not feel like me. I still didn't feel like me, and I did not know what was missing. So that summer, after my freshman year at UT, I started playing some sand volleyball, and that was a lot of fun. But it was just for fun. The people were more competitive, so I enjoyed it more. But one day I was out there on that court, and it just hit me super hard, and I realized all of a sudden volleyball was what was missing. That was it. That was the key to all of my confusion and just feeling lost and not like myself. I realized that my whole identity had been wrapped up in volleyball and in my sports. And without it, I didn't know who I was anymore. And, I went home that night and kind of thought about my little epiphany more. And I was so sad because I realized I had to close that chapter. It was done. Volleyball, competitive volleyball was over for me. And it was really, really hard when I actually thought that through. But, now it's the end coming, it's my senior year at UT. I'm coming to the end of all of this, and I'm so lucky because my epiphany has finally come full circle. I have found myself apart from school, apart from volleyball, just apart from anything tangible. I just found me, and I realized, that was also what was missing. That's what volleyball was filling for me. And I think about it now, and it would have ended anyway. If I had gone on and played in college, I would just be 4 years later in dealing with this whole process, finding myself and grieving over volleyball. So I definitely realize now, looking back, that snap judgment that I made 4 years ago has definitely affected me, but it was the best decision I ever made.